but even other people understand things differently than you have them in your mind. Like when you have a particular style to copy, if you want to copy the guitar on the right side to the left by somebody else, it takes a lot of time. And so we tend to dub all the guitars by somebody who had the idea for the song. Or Andy says like, okay, play this song of mine, or this I want to be played by Michael or whatever. And so the sound for itself is not so different on the tracks that I have recorded and the tracks that he has recorded.
We just found a way to work together, and it's we just came to solutions in the last few years. Since we did in this lineup, we did 2 albums, and it works out very good.
Okay.
So the album is basically a picture of the way we work now and the ideas we all have. You know, you just put it in one part and stir it up, and that's what it is.
Okay, so there is no exact rule that how do you record the guitar, right?
No, never.
For example, Weikath for the beat and you put it.
No, that never works like that. Maybe there's a few bands who maybe do it that way, but no, actually we don't. It's too much involved with, well, the sound of the producer itself.
And sometimes it just happens, you know, sometimes you just record and record and record, and then the song is finished, and then he would come into the studio and he would say, oh well, I would have played on the song as well, but it's done, so it doesn't make sense because of time to record again, you know, so sometimes things are done and that's it.
For instance, there was one moment, you know, in Paint a New World where I thought, oh, great chorus, but I would change a chord here or there. And, you know, both, like producer and him, they said, yeah, could, but we won't because we don't have the time, we have a schedule to meet. And that doesn't matter because the song is great anyway, if it's like this or like that. And then I should have said it a bit earlier maybe because I had the demo.
Nowadays, it's basically time and money which makes your recording quicker, you know, because you can't go on the studio for 1 or 2 years, you know, releasing an album after 4 years, it's impossible nowadays. So we're in the studio for 3 months and that's it, you know, so you don't have that much time to make experiments. So what we did this time for an experiment was uploading tracks on the internet. Like we had set up a server and we just uploaded tracks and ideas
to save even more time.
Yeah, and that was very quick because everyone could, when you stood up in the morning or at night or whatever, you know, whenever you want, you can go on the internet, go online, downloading tracks and work with that. And that was really, really good for us.
It also saves the producer the time to burn 5 CDs because he only has to upload it once.
Yeah. And it was more rough, everything, because of it, and so that's how the album sounds as well. I would say the impact of the album is more rough and more heavy, more metal than before. Because of it, it's more rough. So because of the way we work it out.
Okay, when you making this album, the new album, did you consider the new trend of metal music?
Sorry?
The new trend of metal music? Because
we never follow any trend, so because everyone has his own influences and we're not like typical heavy metal fans and listen to only heavy metal in our privacy. So we listen to a lot of different stuff, classical stuff and pop, rock music, everything we like. So we have a lot of different influences that makes Helloween Helloween.
I would even be against it. But then, you know, if Andy has a modern idea and he does it, that's what he does since years or decades. And it took me a long time to get, well, comfortable with it. First I said like, what's this stuff? I don't want to play it or whatever. Or I had a big problem with the Dark Ride and all this, you know. So, but like if somebody comes and does it that way and it's good, you know, then it's good. I'm not going to.
And of course it's another color, you know. If you take an album as a picture and you say there must be like red and blue and green and, you know, a lot of colors involved. That's what Helloween is, you know. So we are we are those kind of colors, and Andy has his own way to write songs, and it's, let's name it red, you know, it's the color red, and he has blue or whatever. It's just another addition to the band, and that makes, in my eyes, in my opinion, it makes Helloween different to a lot of other metal bands who just try to copy or just to try to be very heavy metal.
And if, for instance, we would do everything the way I wanted, I'm pretty sure that at least in Europe we wouldn't sell as many records. Because, well, people get younger and whatever, and you know, they get a new Helloween album by coincidence, they buy it, and they don't know about the old records. And we actually have many young fans, we have many old fans. And we're lucky because the tour we've done now, we are playing bigger venues now again in Europe. Before people said, yeah, we are just continuing the typical kiddie child melody stuff and nothing new, always, oh, Helloween is so boring, many magazines said.
Yeah.
And some people who don't like us anyways. And so if, well, we just did everything the way I wanted it, well, they would be right. And then it would always be the same color, as he says.
Well, anyway, we have a bigger crowd now. We have new fans as well. You see a lot of young people and girls. For instance, when I remember the first tour I did with Helloween, a Rapid on Camise tour, there were only guys in the shows, you know, and only old guys. So not as much people as young people as we have now. So you can see there's a bigger fan base than before because of the way we just did the last few albums.
Okay, if we're talking about guitar in Helloween, especially for you, Sascha, before you joined Helloween, how do you see the guitar part in Helloween? I mean, how do you adaptation?
I would say, first of all, it's not about the instrument by its own. It's not about how, like, people expect, like we both would sit together into one room rehearsing all the time together. That's not the point. I think being a guitar partner in Helloween is about understanding. So about taste and understanding. If we wouldn't understand each other, it wouldn't matter how I play the guitar, you know. It's just about understanding. So get along, have a good time, have fun, humor, and fair fights, of course, as well. So it's basically not about the instrument only. Because if you're in that league of professional music, people expect you to play a good instrument, you know. It never was the subject how I play the guitar or how my guitar playing fits to his. It was more a matter of taste and understanding. From the beginning on, when I came into the band, we didn't play guitar for the first 2 weeks. We just were sitting in some bars, cafes, and talking bullshit, you know. And
that's what we do most of the time.
yeah. So.
Because, like, I don't have to teach him anything. If he wanted to teach me something, well, I would take my time and whatever, but it doesn't matter, you know, because I don't have to teach him anything. So we can basically function. If you want to minimize it to things like that, in reality, we have a good time, we have great album productions and everything, but it's like this because of piracy and downloading music on the internet. It's getting rather difficult because even Christina Aguilera is only selling a fifth of what she used to sell before, and Michael Jackson and everybody, and the same goes for us. We also only sell a fifth of what we had before in record sales, and so, well, you have to minimize things. So that's why we're talking about minimizing. And if you want to minimize are very small minds. And then it's like this, you know, if it was just for that, well, he would function. Well, but apart from that, we have a great time. When we have the time for a great time, we have a great time.